All right, guys, I'm here today with the Samoan Savage, Jhonoven Pati. Jhonoven, how you doing, man?
Good. How are y'all?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for the time, brother. So you announced on Twitter, you're going to be on the Contender Series this summer, August 25th, versus Jamie Pickett, and it's going to be a headliner. I mean, what's the emotions in that?
So I didn't know that I was the headliner until the other night when we were watching that UFC fight night with Benavidez as the main event.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know until they released the schedule and we saw that I was the headliner there. It was a very emotional moment for me and my family because I was watching with my wife and my daughter and my mother-in-law. And when I had went down there for my photo shoot and for my video shoot, there was a Brazilian guy there. I think his name is Rafael. He's fighting the same night as me. And I thought he was the main event because the way they made it seem whenever we were there was this guy was big time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never see myself as somebody as big time or somebody that is, to that stature. I'm just another guy out there, you know what I mean, trying to make it for his family. So it was definitely overwhelming when we saw my name broadcasted on the UFC fight night. It was crazy to see like my wife's reaction and my daughter's reaction and my mother-in-law's reaction. I think that's what let me know that it was pretty serious.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, a mixture between getting that call and then, like you said, the emotions going through, just watching a fight and you see your name, on the headliner. I mean, just what was really the most special moment? I mean, it seems like that seeing the main event thing was the most special moment, but, this has been a dream for you. I mean, take us through getting that call.
So I was sitting, and usually I never have my phone on loud. And for some reason, I had my phone off silent for that evening. And I was having dinner with my family, with my wife, my daughter, and my mother-in-law. And the phone rings, and my wife literally looked at me when the phone rang, like, "Your phone never rings at dinner. Like, why is your phone on loud?" So I was like, "I guess I got to go take that call." So I went and took the call, and it was, obviously the call from the UFC to let me know that they were interested in bringing me on for the Contender Series. And I couldn't even make it through the door after the phone call without losing my cool. And my wife could see it in my face, and she just came and embraced me. And she was like, "What's going on?" Like, and my daughter came over there, and I was like, "We got the call." And just to know that they've been, that somebody has seen you at the top of the top, that somebody there saw me, what I've been trying to do, and that I've been trying to get to the show, as I call it. And to realize that I can be a guy that can not just get to the show, but can exist in the show and make some noise. You know what I mean? Was definitely a humbling and overwhelming experience to finally get the call.
Yep, it sounds like it. And through these last two questions, you brought up your family both times. I mean, this seems like it's bigger than just you. It seems like it's your wife, your daughter, your family, your teammates are in this just as much as you are.
Without a doubt. I'm just a representation of everything that I'm tied to: my gym, my coaches, my faith, my beliefs, my wife, my daughter, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. Everybody that is tied with me, they're in this with me. It's not just about me. I'm just the person that's displaying us when it comes to the octagon. It's just a platform for me to speak out for all of the people that have put into this. You know what I mean? Like, there's been a lot of people that's invested in me, that they deserve this just as much as I do. And I share it with them every moment that I can. And all of that, it's just as much as theirs as it is mine.
Awesome, man. And so, speaking on your gym, you have a teammate also fighting a Contender Series, correct?
Yes, sir.
Jose Johnson?
Yeah, Jose Johnson. He'll be fighting the very next week, and I believe he's the headliner for his card as well.
Oh, awesome. So, I mean, speak on your gym. I mean, that speaks wonders for them, where you've got two guys that are UFC talent level that the UFC saying, we want these guys on our cards and maybe signed.
Right. So we're actually a small gym out in Coppers Cove, Texas. It's right next to Fort Hood. A lot of people are starting to hear the buzz about Fort Hood, but not for good reasons. It's because of that soldier passing that they're investigating. Mm-hmm. But that's where we're located at. We're literally 10 miles away from Fort Hood. So our gym is just a small gym now, but it's definitely going to be a gym that's I think going to get some recognition as far as the accolades that we actually bring forth to the table. As far as the athletes that we have at our gym, we have a a world-class Muay Thai champion at our gym. Her name is Angela Whitley. If you Google her name, she was actually a Muay Thai world champion, and she fought for the USA Olympic team for Muay Thai. So that was recently that Angela actually competed for the USA team twice. So she's there. And then Jeff Neal, he always has our head coach, Crew Kasib, in his corner. Everybody knows who Jeff is right now. Jeff is taking over the welterweight class on the UFC scene. So he's one of our guys as well. As you see, Jose Johnson, and then we got a lot of bright upcomers coming up in the game. A lot of amateurs that are soon to be pros. We're just a small gym trying to let people know that you can make it out of a garage, because that's where we started. We were in a garage. Like, we started in a gym, and then we went to a garage, and then now we're back at a gym. So we've definitely been through the struggles of the game, but it's just to show that it doesn't matter if you have a fancy gym or a big gym name or big names in your gym. It's all about the guys that are willing to put in the work to get you to that spot where you need to be.
Yeah, and absolutely with a lot of the fighters I talk to from small gyms, including Calvin Cater, who I just talked to his head coach and manager, who's not from a huge gym, and it's just like so tight knit with the fighters, with the coaches, just special relationships. I mean, how much does that help compared to those bigger gyms where maybe you don't get as much time, maybe you're not, you're a little overseen?
I think that's exactly what it is. Whenever you're in a smaller group, you get more one-on-one time. It's more of a relationship with your coach rather than just business. You know what I mean? Sometimes whenever you're at a bigger gym, I've seen bigger gyms because I cross train. We still cross train. We go when we need it. But when you go to these bigger gyms, you don't get that one-on-one time with a head coach that you would really like. You know what I mean? So you're not getting as much as attention as you need as a fighter to get to that other step that you need to get to, if that makes sense. I definitely, I'm blessed to be in a gym where I get a lot of one-on-one time with not only my head coach, but with my assistant coaches, because I have 3 coaches, and it's crazy that I have 3 headstrong coaches. 3. Salvador Guerrero is our wrestling and jiu-jitsu coach. Chadrick Turner is our other striking, and he capitalizes in Muay Thai coach and kickboxing. And then we have Crew Kasib, which is the head coach of our gym. And usually, when you have 3 headstrong coaches like that, any headstrong coach, they don't really deal well with other headstrong coaches. We have 3 of them, and they deal well with each other, very, very well. They collaborate on everything that we do. We don't make moves without all of us being on the same page. And it's okay to disagree. I'm not saying we don't have disagreements, but even with disagreements, we still move forward as a unit. So to have that is truly a blessing. I just can't even explain how blessed we really are to have all 3 of these coaches that are super headstrong and could be head coaches of their own gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. And I think that with 2 guys fighting on Contender Series this summer, it's, a strong showing. So, you've got 5 knockouts, you've got a submission win. What's the greatest attribute of your game?
I think the greatest attribute of my game is probably that I'm unpredictable. A lot of guys see me and they think I'm just a striker. They don't think that I can take the fight to the ground. I feel like anytime that I'm taking a fight, if we look at it business wise, every time you sit in a meeting with your coaches and you're like, all right, this is a guy that we've been offered. Let's look at paper, right? We look at paper. Are we better than him here? Are we better than him here? Are we better than him here? In each aspect of mixed martial arts, right? Whenever guys look at me and they take my fight, I'm pretty sure they always say, we need to get this guy to the ground. I'm an unpredictable fighter. I can fight both stances. Guys don't even know that I'm not a southpaw. People don't know that. But I can fight southpaw and I can fight orthodox. I got power in both of my hands. The crazy thing about it is I still haven't even displayed my hands and I'm getting wins by TKOs and KOs. It doesn't make sense. So I haven't even touched the surface on what I can do. I mean, for the longest of the beginning of my career, I was training with guys like Jeff Neal and Lavelle Simpson that's out at Elevation with Razor Blades and Overeem. I was training with those 2 pros for like every day, twice a day for 3 years straight. So when you're dealing with killers like that, you become a killer. You know what I mean? And me dealing with them like that, without them, I don't think I would have been as successful, and my coaches, you know what I mean? And the rest of the team that guys are upcoming, because there's going to be a lot of guys coming after us. We're just opening the door for us. That's all we're doing.
Yep. And so you've already talked about how your family motivates you and your teammates, but so what got you into fighting? What got you into MMA?
So whenever I had got done with playing college football, I didn't get drafted into the NFL. I was too small. I wasn't good enough. Just let's be honest. I didn't get drafted. So after I was done with college football, I had one more semester before I graduated because the spring was coming. And I took that whole semester off of being an athlete. I was a student athlete my whole career, my whole life, and I just wanted to enjoy college for the last semester that I had as being a college student. So, dude, I didn't even pass the gym. I would not walk past the gym to get to my classes. I would go around it because I told myself I was not going to do any active stuff for the rest of that semester. So, dude, I was eating what I wanted to eat. I was drinking what I wanted to drink. I was going to sleep when I wanted to because I was enjoying the nightlife of college. Because I
Yep.
knew once college was done, life was going to uppercut me and be like, hey, it's time to be a grown up. You know what I mean? So
Like it does to everyone.
yeah. So I was about 205, 215 in between that range in December when the season ended. So by the end, when I graduated, I was at 278, 280. I put on that much weight. So I just got big. I still had muscle, you know what I mean? Because from football, but I had a huge gut. That's why I got stretch marks now, because I got fat quick. I didn't care. I just didn't care. I just wanted to live it up, right? So whenever that had happened, I came back and Jeff was fighting. Jeff was doing great. Jeff was like, he was making a terror in Texas. People were already scared of Jeff. And me and Jeff, we grew up together. And we used to box all the time. Like we used to bring boxing gloves into our locker room because we both played football. And we used to like box in friends' backyards just for fun. Boys being boys. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was never like no bad stuff. It was just boys being boys. So I used to hold my own. So Jeff was like, hey, man, maybe you should come out and try the gym because I saw you put on some weight and blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, man, I'll come give it a try. Why not? Right. So the first day I went and I joined with Crew Kasib, and man, he threw me in the Shark Tank. I went in there against a whole bunch of fighters that knew what they were doing. And they beat me up, and I ended up liking it. I guess I found out that it was for me, and I just kept coming.
Awesome. The right career choice, but I'm sure you don't you looking back on those, even though you gained that 60, 70 pounds, I'm sure living up those last couple of months of college was still a good decision on your part.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah,
you can never do college again. So
exactly, those last months, you'll lose the weight. So give me a prediction for fight night, August 25th. What can we expect as fans?
I definitely want to display my hands just finally because I'm on the world stage. But I don't think that Jamie's once I touch Jamie, I know Jamie's gonna do what everyone says that they're gonna do with me. They're gonna be like, I want to come out and strike with him. But when guys feel me strike, they just end up taking it to the ground. So I feel like Jamie's gonna try to get me to the ground. But I really see myself finishing Jamie, if not at late in the first round, early in the second round. I just feel like I can break him. I watched Jamie's fights. I watched Jamie when he fought Puna. I fought Puna as well. Puna choked me out. But when he fought Puna, there was something that happened in that fight at the end of round one in Jamie's corner. And I just know that I can expose that in Jamie, what happened in his corner. And me as a fighter, when I see what Jamie did in the corner in that fight, in that Puna fight, that just, to me, that says a lot about a fighter. You'll never see that come out of me. I'm not going to display what it is. If y'all want to see what that is, go watch that fight. And what happened in his corner shows me a lot about what kind of fighter Jamie is. And I will expose that on the 25th in Jamie. Yeah. I will make Jamie quit.
And obviously this is a dream. Do you expect nerves will play a part in it? Or do you think that because it is a dream and there's not chances that come every day to get into the UFC, that, nerves aren't even going to be in consideration?
I definitely think nerves will be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I got to go to the Apex early and get those butterfly nerves out though. So I don't have to experience that when I get there because I've already been there. You know what I mean? As far as there's still going to be fight night nerves, main event nerves, waiting in the back while everybody else gets the fight. Because honestly, I was excited because I thought I was nobody. So I thought I was going to fight first that night, which I was stoked for. I was like, yes, I don't got to wait on nobody. I can get mine over with, and the other guys can have that pressure.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I mean, I'm a guy that in the back, I'm never super crazy about being super locked in the back, where I'm so angry in the back, and I'm just so locked in that I'm so too zoned to understand that it's what's going to happen is going to happen. I'm already prepared. I've been preparing for this since April, since we got the call. So there's no need for me to panic. Me being there, I try to enjoy it all, and I just try to relax. I find a place of peace, a place of zen for myself to just have fun, man. That when I'm in the cage, people call me arrogant because I smile a lot in my fights. People they don't understand how much work I put in to enjoy that. Dude, I go through months and months and months of training to be in a cage for 15 minutes. You'd be a fool if you say I'm not going to smile in there.
Yep.
I love
enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy every bit of the journey. So nerves will be there, but I'll get over them. I always do. And I've already fought underneath lights before. And I think the fact that the Apex is not letting us have fans there is just going to make it worse for Jamie. Like that's not going to be good for him, because I'm a gym rat. I'm in the gym all the time. So the fact that it's going to feel like I'm in the gym sparring, that's not good for him. It's just not going to be a good night for him.
Well, man, I appreciate the time. I'm wishing you all the best on August 25th, and I can't wait, to watch as a fan.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Have a blessed one.